Hey, what's up everyone? It's K-Fit here, and today I want to talk about something that is very important, and that is the habits that I wish I knew when I first started my weight loss journey. Honestly, if I would have known these things sooner, I could have lost 20 pounds way faster and avoided all the frustration and confusion. If you are new to weight loss or you've been trying for a while and just feel stuck, then this video is for you. I'm breaking down the exact mindset shifts, daily routine, and habits that actually work. No gimmicks, no crazy diets, just real sustainable stuff that you can start doing today. Make sure that you stay to the end because I'm sharing everything that helped me transform mentally and physically. So let's get it. I want to start with being super real with you guys because weight loss is not easy. And I have definitely been where a lot of you guys might be at right now. Back in high school and even college, I've struggled a lot with my weight. I'm not going to say I was obese, but I was definitely overweight for my stature. I would try every single diet trend that I've heard about. Keto, intermediate fasting, whatever it was, you name it, I was on it. But nothing worked long term. I lose a few pounds, then gain it back, plus more. I was frustrated, tired, and honestly, sometimes I was just ready to give up. I think one of the biggest mistakes I made was thinking that weight loss was all about quick fixes, that I needed some magic pill or a perfect diet to see results. Then one day, I literally just had a wake-up moment. I realized it wasn't about dieting, it was about building habits. Things that I could actually do every day and stick with. I also realized that the mental side was just as important. My mindset around food, my self-talk, my motivation. All of it needed a reset. Once I started focusing on my small habits, that made a big difference and everything changed. I lost 20 pounds and more importantly, I kept it off. So if you're feeling stuck, please just understand that it is possible. Alright, so let's dive deep into the first habit, which is the foundation of everything, and that is your mindset. Now, when I say mindset, I'm talking about how you think and feel about your weight loss journey. This is something I struggled with big time in the beginning. I was always on a hunt for the perfect diet or the fastest workout, but that kind of thinking held me back more than it helped. Dieting is often presented as a quick fix, something temporary. People say, I'm going on a diet for 30 days, or I'm going to cut out sugar for a month. And sure, that might work for a little while, but what happens after those 30 days? Usually, the old habits come back, and so do the pounds. I'm talking from personal experience here, sis. The secret is, weight loss isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about building habits that fit your life and that you could actually stick with long term. When I shifted the mindset of, I have to diet, to I'm creating a healthy lifestyle, then everything changed. Suddenly, I wasn't punishing myself or counting every single calorie obsessively. Instead, I started focusing on daily actions that moved me closer to my goals little by little. One practical thing I did was I started journaling. I write down how I felt about my body each day, what I ate, and I would even write down any negative thoughts that popped up in my mind. This helped me catch moments when I was being too hard on myself and slip into old patterns. For example, some days I catch myself telling myself, I'm never going to lose belly fat, or I'm so bad of a person because I ate one cookie. Writing it down and looking back on it made me realize that those things I was saying about myself were just stories and not facts. Then I replaced those thoughts with affirmations. I'd say things like, I'm capable of change, or I deserve to feel confident and healthy. Over time, those positive affirmations started to feel true. Visualizing was another game changer. I would close my eyes and I would imagine how I would look and feel at my goal weight. I had to do it, I had to represent it for you guys just so you guys could see what it looks like. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands, but imagine I'm just closing my eyes, woosah. I picture myself fitting into my favorite clothes, having more energy, and feeling proud. That mental image became motivation for me to keep going even when times were tough. Here's the thing about mindset. It's not always easy, especially in the beginning. You might have days where you feel discouraged or you want to give up. That's normal. But if you could commit to having a positive mindset, you'll find it easier to stay consistent. And it'll be easier for you to make choices that actually support your goals. I'm going to give you a few simple mindset hacks that you can start using right now. Daily affirmations. Every morning, say one thing positive about yourself or your progress. I like to do this in the mirror. Gratitude journaling. Write down 3 things that you are grateful for related to your health or your body. It shifts your focus over from what's lacking to what is actually working in your favor. Set realistic goals. Instead of saying, I want to lose 20 pounds in a week, say things like, I will make healthier choices each day and trust the process. Practice self-compassion. If you slip up, do not punish yourself. Ask, what can I learn from this? And keep it pushing. I also want to mention how important it is to surround yourself with positive influences. Whether it's your friends, your family, what you're watching on a day-to-day basis. Having support makes a huge difference in keeping your mindset strong. For example, I had joined a few fitness groups on social media or on my college campus back then where people share their struggles and their victories. Seeing their stories inspired me and reminded me that I was not alone. Finally, remember that mindset work is ongoing. You'll have good days, you'll have bad days, but the key is to keep showing up for yourself. If you are someone who struggles with motivation or negative self-talk, then try this. Each time a negative thought creeps in, I want you to pause and ask yourself, is this really true? Chances are it's just your inner critic being loud. And you can choose to tune this out. Let me know in the comments if mindset has ever been a challenge for you, or if you have found any hacks or tricks that work. I would love to hear your personal experiences. Alright, so now that we've laid the mental foundation, let's talk about something practical. Moving your body daily and not just workouts. Now, I know when you hear move your body, you probably think sweating it out in the gym for a bunch of hours or doing hardcore workouts that leave you exhausted. But here's the thing, weight loss is not just about complicated workouts. It's about consistency and choosing movements that you actually enjoy. When I first started my journey, I felt overwhelmed with the thought that I would have to be all in with my exercises, as if I would have to do 2 hours of cardio every single day or just lift heavy non-stop. And honestly, that mindset almost stopped me before I even began. And side note, it does that to a lot of people. I hear so many people say that they want to start working out, but they just have to brace themselves because they're going to have to do super intense things, when that's just not true. What changed for me was realizing that any movement counts. Walking, stretching, dancing, even cleaning the house. These things add up and they keep your metabolism moving all day. Let me break it down for you. The difference between exercise and movement. Exercise is structured, like a 30-minute workout, running, or lifting weights. Movement is everything else, like walking your dog, gardening, playing with your kids if you have any, or even pacing while talking on the phone. Incorporating more movement throughout the day helps you burn extra calories. It helps improve your circulation, it reduces your stress, and it helps you feel more energized. For beginners, I always recommend starting small. Here are some easy ways that you can add more movement in without feeling like it's a chore. Take a short 5 to 10 minute walk after meals. This helps with digestion and it helps you burn calories. Dance around your room while doing chores or listening to music. It makes it fun. Stand up and stretch every hour if you work at a desk. Try using the stairs every once in a while instead of the elevator when possible and if you feel safe doing so. When I started doing this, it made a huge difference. Some days I just was not up to do a full workout, but I made sure to walk for at least 30 minutes. It's about honoring your body and staying active in a way that feels good. Here's a little story. I remember one day feeling just super low energy and just overall unmotivated. So instead of pushing through a workout, I put on my favorite playlist, my favorite rap, preferably DMX or some Jay-Z because I'm an old head, and I started dancing around the house for 20 minutes. It lifted my mood and I got some good movement in. If you're wondering how much movement you need, a good goal is to aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate movement daily. You do not have to do it all at once. This can be broken up into smaller chunks. Also, incorporating movement helps reduce the risk of just sitting too much. Studies show that prolonged sitting slows down your metabolism and it can increase belly fat. So even little habits like standing on the phone or pacing while the TV's on commercial, that helps. Now, for those ready to level up, structured workouts like strength training and cardio are definitely important, but movement is the foundation. It keeps your body in fat burning mode and improves your mood and your overall mental health. One of my favorite beginner workouts was just a 20-minute body weight circuit that I could do from home. Squats, lunges, jumping jacks, and planks. I do this 3 times a week, but I started to do walking and other light movements the other days of the week. I also post follow along style workouts that you guys can do on my YouTube page as well. The key takeaway is do not wait until you have time or feel like going to the gym. Start moving now. Before we move on, comment down below what's your favorite way to move. Do you like walking? Do you like dancing? Or what's stopping you from moving now? I read all of your comments and I want to help you guys find movements that feel fun and doable. Alright, so now let's talk about something so simple but so useful, and that is hydration. I can't tell you how many times people overlook water when they're trying to lose weight. They focus on workouts, diets, supplements, but they forget one of the most basic and effective tools that's right in front of them. Drinking enough water is essential, not just for your overall health, but specifically for fat loss. Water boosts your metabolism. Studies show that drinking water can temporarily increase your resting energy expenditure, which means you burn more calories even while resting. Just drinking 17 ounces of water can boost your metabolism to up to 30% for about an hour. Imagine that effect repeating throughout the day. Water helps control your appetite. Sometimes when you think you're hungry, you're actually just thirsty. Drinking water before meals can reduce your calorie intake by making you feel fuller. I used to skip water all day and then wonder why I kept craving snacks. Once I started hydrating properly, those cravings reduced significantly. Water aids digestion and it reduces bloating. Proper hydration keeps things moving in your digestion tract, and it helps prevent constipation and bloating, which can make your stomach look and feel bigger than it really is. Water keeps your energy up. Dehydration can cause fatigue and make your workouts a lot harder. When I started drinking more water, I noticed I had more energy and more stamina. This helped me move more and burn more calories. Here's how to drink enough water every day. If you're like me, drinking water isn't always the most exciting thing. Plain water can honestly feel boring, especially if you're used to sodas, coffees, or just sugary drinks. Here are some things that help me stay hydrated. Carry a water bottle everywhere. Having water on hand makes it easier to sip throughout the day. Set reminders. Use your phone or apps to remind you to drink water every hour. Add slices of lemon, berries, or mint to make it a little bit tastier without getting in extra calories. Drink a glass of water before every single meal. This helps reduce appetite and it ensures that you are hydrated before it's time to eat a meal. Track your water intake. There are apps out there or just simple journals that can help you make sure that you hit all your daily water intake goals. So how much water should you drink? A general guideline is to aim for half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 150 pounds, try to aim for at least 75 ounces of water daily. This varies depending on activity levels, climates, or just your individual needs. But it's a solid target for most beginners. Now I want to clear up some myths around hydration and weight loss. Starting with detox teas or slimming teas. Many products try to claim that they can help you lose weight by flushing toxins or reducing bloating. Most of these contain laxatives or diuretics, which can cause dehydration or harm your metabolism. I recommend sticking with plain water or natural infusions instead. The next myth is that drinking water makes you gain weight. Some people avoid water because they think it causes water retention. While it is normal to hold some water at times, proper hydration actually helps your body balance fluids and it reduces bloating over time. When I first started focusing on hydration, I was amazed at the difference it made. I went from feeling sluggish and bloated all the time to having better energy, fewer cravings, and smoother digestion. I also noticed my skin improved, not right now because it is my female cycle and we already know how that goes. But when I started to incorporate more water, my skin looked more clear and it was just glowing, and this helped with my confidence as well. Incorporating more water was the easiest habit to add, and it was the most underrated in my weight loss journey. Here's a challenge that I want you to try after watching this video. For the next 7 days, focus on drinking your water goal every day. Notice how your energy, your appetite, and your mood changes. If you struggle, try adding natural flavors or carrying a water bottle around with you throughout the day. Alright, let's dive into habit number 4, sleep. If you're like most people trying to lose weight, you might not think about sleep being in the process. But I'm here to tell you that it's one of the most positive, powerful things you could do to help your body burn fat and stay healthy. When I first started my journey, I underestimated how much sleep actually affected my results. I was staying up late, scrolling on my phone, feeling tired all day, and wondering why I wasn't losing weight as fast as I actually wanted to. Turns out, poor sleep actually messes with your hormones. the hormone that makes you feel hungry, and the hormone that tells your brain when you are full. When you don't get enough sleep, the hormone that makes you feel hungry goes up, and the hormone that tells you when you are full goes down, which means you feel hungrier and less satisfied after eating. That is a recipe for overeating and cravings, especially on fatty foods and sugary things as well. Here's why sleep is so crucial for fat loss. Like I just said a few sentences earlier, sleep helps regulate your hunger hormones. It helps balance your appetite so that way you do not feel like you're starving all of the time. Sleep also supports your metabolism. A lack of sleep slows down your metabolism, making it harder to burn calories and lose fat over time. Sleep also reduces stress. Poor sleep increases your cortisol, which is a stress hormone. This promotes fat storage, especially around the belly. Sleep improves your recovery. Good sleep helps your muscles repair and grow after your workout. So that way you get stronger and you burn more fat. Sleep boosts your energy. When you are well rested, you have more energy for movement and exercises. Most adults need between 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night for optimal health and fat loss. I personally aim for at least 7 to 8 hours, and when I stick to that, my energy, my health, and my mood improves drastically. If sleep is a struggle for you, here are some tips and hacks that I personally recommend. Create a consistent schedule. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your body's internal clock. Limit screen time before bed. The blue light from phones and computers suppresses melatonin. This is the hormone that helps you fall asleep. Try to avoid screens at least 1 hour before bed. Make your bedroom dark and cool at night. A dark, cool environment promotes better quality sleep. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals before bed. Caffeine can stay in your body for a long time, so try to avoid it after 2 p.m. Also, try not to eat super big meals right before you go to sleep. Practice a relaxing bedtime routine. This can include reading a book, taking a warm bath, meditation, or gentle stretching to help you wind down. When I started treating sleep like a priority, I noticed my cravings decreased, my mood improved, and my workouts felt much easier. On the days where I did not get that much sleep, I was more likely to move to junk food and not move my body as much. One night, I remember staying up way too late, binge watching on shows, and the next morning, I was just craving sweets and junk all throughout the day. That was a real wake-up call for me. No pun intended. If you are only focusing on workouts and diet but ignoring sleep, then you are missing a huge part of the weight loss puzzle. Even if you are eating perfectly and working out, poor sleep could still sabotage your results. For the next week, I challenge you to focus on improving your sleep. Try going to bed 30 minutes earlier or turning off your screens earlier. Notice how this affects your hunger, your energy, and your mood. Alright, let's get into habit number 5, mindful eating. This totally transformed the way I review and look at food, and I feel like it could do the same for you. When I started my weight loss journey, I used to eat so mindlessly. Snacks while watching TV, rushing through meals, barely even really tasting my food. And because of that, I usually ended up eating more than what I needed or grab whatever was convenient. And that was usually unhealthy foods. Mindful eating is about slowing down and really tuning in to your body's hunger and fullness cues. It's a practice of being present while you eat. It means eating without distractions, chewing your food slowly and savoring each bite. This is also something that helps with the health risks that come from choking and everything else like that as well. Listening to your body's cues for hunger and fullness. Being aware of the flavors, textures, and even smells of your food. Asking yourself, am I really hungry or am I eating for another reason like stress, boredom, or sadness? Here's why mindful eating matters when it comes to weight loss. It helps prevent overeating because you stop eating when you're full, not when your plate is empty. It reduces emotional eating by helping you recognize when you're eating just because you're bored, stressed, or sad, or if you're really eating because you're hungry. It increases satisfaction so that way you enjoy your foods more and you don't crave as much later on. It builds a healthier relationship with food, no guilt and no shame. When I started slowing down and paying attention to my body, I was surprised at how much I didn't need to overeat to feel satisfied in my body. I also stopped reaching for snacks out of boredom or stress because I became more aware of my triggers. Emotional eating is super common and it's not something to feel ashamed of. The key is to recognize it and find other ways to cope. If you notice that you're eating out of stress or boredom, try taking a walk, journaling your feelings, doing a quick breathing exercise, or calling a friend. Over time, mindful eating helps you break the cycle of emotional eating. All right, let's jump into habit number 6, meal prep and meal planning. This one is another game changer when it comes to staying consistent and avoiding unhealthy food choices. When I first started losing weight, I would often get overwhelmed with the question, what should I eat today? Sometimes I would be so busy or honestly just too tired and not feel like cooking, so I would just grab whatever was easiest. And this was usually fast food or snacks. That is a recipe for frustration or stalled progress. But once I started meal prepping and planning my meals ahead of time, it all got easier. I had healthy, ready-to-eat options on hand, and I was not tempted to just make impulsive decisions. Meal prep means prepping your meals or parts of your meals in advance, usually for a few days or for the week. It can be as simple as chopping veggies, making protein, or making full meals and storing them in containers. When you meal prep and plan, you save time during the week, you avoid unhealthy convenience foods, you control portion sizes, you reduce food waste, and you stay on track with your nutrition goals. You do not need to be a chef or spend hours in the kitchen. Here's what I do. Start with easy recipes. Think grilled chicken, roasted veggies, brown rice, or simple salads. Batch cook. Make a large portion of huge staples and mix and match throughout the week. Use containers. Invest in some good quality containers to portion your meals. Keep it varied. Rotate between different proteins and veggies to reduce the risk of boredom. One mistake I made was obsessing over calorie counting. It stressed me out and it was not sustainable. Instead, I learned how to eyeball proportions based on my hand. Protein equals palm-sized portions, veggies a fist or two at times too, carbs, cupped hand-sized portion, and healthy fats, thumb-sized portion. This simple guide helped me eat balanced meals without stress. Here's how to overcome common meal prep challenges. If you feel like you don't have time, start small. Just a few chopped veggies or some chopped protein. If you get bored easily with foods, try different seasonings to switch it up. If you don't like leftovers, try freezing portions of it or do different recipes each week. If you're not good at cooking, I'm not either, but there are a ton of beginner-friendly recipes online. Start with easy ones and slowly build up the confidence to do different ones. When I started meal prepping, I noticed that I was less stressed when it came to foods and I was more consistent with my eating habits. I stopped reaching for unhealthy foods or snacks just because I was tired and didn't have anything to eat on standby. One day during the weekend, I would just spend about an hour prepping or cooking my meals for the whole week. It saved me so much time and helped me avoid impulsive eating. All right, we have reached habit number 7, accountability. This is often the missing link in many weight loss journeys. You can have all the knowledge, the meals, the perfect workouts, but without accountability, it's easy to fall off track, lose motivation, and give up. Accountability means having something or someone to help you stay accountable for your goals. It can be a friend, a family member, a coach, or even a community that supports you. For me, having accountability was a game changer because it created external motivation and it helped me push through on the days where I did not feel like it. Here are the different types of accountability. A workout partner or a buddy. This is someone you exercise with or check in with regularly about your progress. Social media or online communities. Joining groups or following creators who share similar goals can help inspire you and provide a sense of community. Tracking your progress. This is basically using apps or just a journal to track your progress or just how you feel, how you're increasing within your levels, stuff like that. Hiring a coach or a trainer. These are professionals who guide you and create tailored plans for you. Accountability helps you stick to your plans when motivation is low. It creates a sense of responsibility because someone else is counting on you. You get encouragement and support, which boosts your confidence. And it helps you celebrate your wins and learn from your setbacks. I started sharing my progress with close friends and online communities. Even posting small wins or struggles publicly made me more consistent because I knew that people were watching and rooting for me. I also tracked my workouts and my meals in a journal. Writing things down made me more mindful and helped me see patterns, like which habits worked best or things I needed to adjust. Here are some more tips to build accountability. Celebrate your progress. Do not wait until the end to celebrate. Every step counts. Be kind to yourself. Accountability is about progress, not perfection. If you slip up, just recommit the next day. Here's how you can overcome some common accountability challenges. If you're shy or private like me, you do not have to share everything publicly. Even a close friend or a family member can help. I personally went with my mom the whole time. Like, I was really sharing my stuff with her most of the time. If it wasn't for my fitness page, I really wouldn't have even been sharing my progress at all. You know what I'm saying? So I was just sharing it with my mother, and that helped me that way too. If you feel like you don't have enough time, texting or logging in progress could just be enough. That's a simple text on your phone. Simple and straight to the point. If you get discouraged, just remember that setbacks are normal. Use them as learning moments. Remember, weight loss is a journey, not a race. These habits are not overnight fixes, but building them consistently will transform your body and your mindset. Pick one habit to start today and build from there. You've got this. If you're serious about transforming your body and want a step-by-step plan that actually works, check out my workout programs designed to help you lose fat, build muscle, and just overall feel comfortable and confident in yourself. The link is below in the description, so go ahead and check that out. I have a bunch of different workout programs that I feel like you would love. So please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and check those workout programs out. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.